Commence primary ignition.
Hey, this is Marty Matulis. I play Vane on The Mandalorian, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Hello there.
Greetings, citizens of the Republic. Welcome to yet another episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars Revisited. Guys, microseries part 2 tonight.
Like, see, pause right here. We'll watch the rest of it.
Does anyone remember the timestamp?
2917? Or
That sounds right.
No, sorry, 2912.
Well, you know what I got? Is wherever I stopped it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
so
way to do
wherever you stopped it, that's where we're leaving
and hopefully
off.
I haven't accidentally hit it at some other point in time, not realizing.
That is true. And mine says 41 minutes remaining. So
yeah, I'm certain that I didn't continue because I was like, let me not go back in here and mess this up. So while we are getting started, obviously we are so pumped to be watching part 2 of 4 of the micro series. We're doing it in 4 chunks. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Andor trailer. I want to talk a tiny bit about Celebration, and then a little bit of other pop culture news, etc. We're in Daredevil territory. We're deep into that. There's a lot of other prestige TV happening. I saw this weekend actually a new show that actually 2 new shows that dropped. I'm not sure if either of you guys seen, not at all related to Star Wars. But we watched Adolescence, which was incredible on Netflix.
I haven't heard of that.
And then it's on Netflix. It is a 4-part series set in Britain. It is a drama. All 4 episodes are each shot in one take, which is incredibly technically impressive. And the acting's incredible. I'll get the premise. The premise is that a 13-year-old kid is accused of murder.
That keeps showing up in my feed.
Yeah, I highly recommend. By the way, it is a traumatizing show, but in the best way. All the acting's amazing, and we follow the kid, the family, the school, the community, etc. on what happens. I'm not going to give anything away. It's not exactly a mystery. We learn the truth of the matter pretty early on, and from there, what are the ripple effects of all of this? But it is incredible. And then also dropped this weekend is The Residence on Netflix, which is a Shondaland production about a death at the White House and this detective that comes in to solve the case.
I love Shonda. Shonda Rhimes, creative Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice. Oh God.
Yep.
So much
Uzo
stuff.
Adubo is the lead in the show, and Kylie Minogue is prominently featured. So here's actually a real Star Wars connection. Giancarlo Esposito is a main player, is all I'll say.
Love him.
And then Eliza Coupe from Happy Endings is in there as well, and Bronson Pinchot from Perfect Strangers. It is quite the cast. Yeah, Balky's in it.
No
it is
way!
An amazing cast. Randall Park from Marvel. It's a killer show, but a killer literally. I mean, there's a murder, so or a suicide. We don't know yet. I'm still watching. So either way, there's a dead body, and we gotta go solve that mystery in the White House. And another one where it's the editing, the acting, the cinematography, the storylines. It is killer. That's what I'm watching. Skip, Ashley, what are you guys watching? Anything good?
I'm watching Madam Secretary.
Yeah.
These
Really
are
good
new
show.
episodes, right? Is that a like?
No, it's done. It's on Netflix.
It finished. It finished in 19.
Hmm.
I'd watched I'd watched seasons 1 through 4. I did not watch all of season 5, but I'd watching the whole thing. That started from the beginning, and I've been booming right along. And that, and I'm also watching, because I didn't want to get too far ahead of Clone Wars, I've been watching Rebels again.
Mm-hmm. While you're watching Pod of Rebellion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Yes.
and then I've got the whole Sylvester Stallone thing going on.
What's the Sylvester Stallone thing? I don't know if I
No.
know about this.
It's not what you think it is. So when they did my surgery last Wednesday, when they took out what we hope is very much a benign lipoma, and I should probably find out tomorrow if that's the case.
Fingers crossed for you, Skip.
Yep, they gave me a long-lasting numbing agent. So this part of my chin is very numb, and if you notice, this part of my lip is not working the way. So Bridget has the tendency of referring to me as either one of two things: either Sylvester, because I look like Sylvester Stallone with my half lip not working, or she refers to it as stroke lip.
Oh no!
Yes, my loving
It's
wife.
also Holly Hunter lip. She does a little bit of talk out of the side of the mouth thing. That's very much her thing. Yeah.
Hi, Carl.
No, it's it's aggravating as crap.
I haven't
Wow.
spoken to you since last week. I didn't realize that you were still feeling the effects over there.
Yeah.
How long is that going to last? Do you know?
They said it could last up to a couple of months.
Oh
so while you're in celebration.
I'm sorry, say that again. I was looking at Red 5's comment about Sam Witwer, and it totally
that's Carl Nordstrom.
It's like, woo, squirrel.
I do want to. Yeah, I know. I feel you.
Sam is amazing.
Yeah, I hear
you'll enjoy meeting Sam. Sam's a great guy.
Yes. If you were to make a list not based on like who you can meet elsewhere or like who's exclusive to Celebration, but just who you have a good time with at the table, Daniel Logan, Sam Witwer, Alan Tudyk, Ashley Eckstein. These are quality experiences. Based on that list. I can't guarantee on the rest of the list. Like, I've never met Manny Jacinto. I'm sure he's great. But I have personal experience to say everyone that I just listed, you will have an excellent time.
Make sure you ask Sam about his dog rescue. It is near and dear to his heart. He's really passionate about it. He takes very good care of these dogs. So, yeah, ask him about it.
And then I think Dave met Manny.
Yeah?
And had a very interesting conversation with him and his wife. We're talking about her 25 horses.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
See, if I met him, I know I'd want to talk about Acolyte for a second, but it would be all about the good place. I do want to put up the comment from Sherry about Pod of Rebellion. I didn't think they were going to do a watch along. I figured they would talk about like it's a making of essentially, and remembering like, and that's what it comes down to, right? What do we remember about making the episode? So I'm glad that it is not like the show we did because they could do much better than that with their memories of making the thing. I just love that this is happening. I love that there's a Rebels resurgence. I love that it's my Vanessa on TV every week. I just love her so much. And Tia and Taylor are amazing. And I'm telling you, John Brody, like if you guys don't know him, he's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah. Also, I want to put up Scoob's comment. So, we love you, Skip. It's all too earnest now. We need to say something snarky. Someone say something terrible in the comments.
That's where they glued me together.
Hi, JB. How's it going? JB in the chat.
Where's Sarah, JB? I gotta talk to her about a zillion things. I think you guys would really enjoy the Residence, especially as people who live close to DC. The White House is basically in your backyard. A murder at the White House is such a great idea. And I'm no expert on the White House, but it seems like these writers know what the show is about. Like what the White House is about and like what the staff is like and all the rooms and there's like schematics of the building and I was like, this feels like a national security threat. which we won't get into that news today because we are
Yeah.
not a political
Oh
podcast.
my God.
But holy
Okay.
shit.
Yeah. Holy
yeah.
shit in all of the fucking ways.
I
Oh.
thought I was having a tough day, and I came home and I was like, well, my day couldn't have been as bad as whoever leaked that text message to the Atlantic. So
I was like, what the hell is going on?
good stuff.
Like,
Or I guess not even leaked. He was just on there.
they would just include him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sherry, Sunday it was. I was driving. My side of town is pretty clear, but I was driving over to the east side of town, and sure enough, you could just see a haze across through there. So it was affecting it a little bit. Not incredibly bad, but certain portions of town. The Polk County fires, as they call them around here.
Oof.
man.
I didn't realize the fires were still gone. I feel like the earth is
They hit-
literally on fire.
It's like they kind of died off, and then all of a sudden, boom, back again.
Well, yeah, it's cold again in New York. It makes no sense. It was 60 degrees and then it's back to in the 30s again. Like the earth doesn't make sense when it comes to the weather. JB, this is Clue, only with a heavy mix of Knives Out, Glass Onion. She feels more like Daniel Craig's character from Knives Out than
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc, yeah, which actually is name dropped in the show, than any other detective.
Oh my God. Yes.
Which is great. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this up, Sherry, for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, yeah, it's good times.
Private server.
Yeah,
We've already done
And-
that a billion times.
and I don't know Murder at 1600, Dave. Is that a movie,
Oh,
TV
you
show?
gotta be
It was a
kidding me.
series. Yeah. It was a really good series.
I'm gonna look this up.
Well, it was also a movie with who's the guy that played Blade?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Murder at 1600. Yeah.
It's a 1997 film. Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes, Diane Lane, Alan Alda.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I was 16 at the time. This wouldn't have interested me.
Let's see. Yeah, Dennis Miller's in it. Diane
Yeah, there's
Baker.
a lot of like.
Tate Donovan.
Oh, I like Tate Donovan. It's only got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, but
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but you know.
yeah. Secret Service is working to solve murder at the White House. Okay, all right, that's interesting. I feel like I'm gonna end up on a list if I continue to Google stuff like this.
Why am I getting all these
The
political?
FBI
jokes?
is watching. Yeah. Oh, here we
Why
go.
is this all this pointed stuff going on?
So,
Yeah.
Scoob, I'm glad you brought this up because we're going to talk about the Andor trailer in detail, and I think we should jump to that now as we're overlapping in real-world murder and politics and White House, etc. Let's tilt to the politics within Star Wars because Andor is definitely our most, say, true to life and most politically driven slice
Sure.
of Star Wars.
Mm.
I don't know about Rebels cameos. I think that this show is playing it incredibly serious and is not doing the Easter egg cameo thing. And in fact, the reason we've seen Krennic and Saw Gerrera and other who else? We added K2SO. They
Yes.
were announced and they were shown in the trailers. There was like a casting announcement, and we were told it's not a surprise, it's not a gimmick. There's a story reason for it. I don't need to see Ezra. I don't need to see Bail. I don't need to see Hera. I love all those people. I always want more of them.
Mhm.
There's literally no need. I can follow the group from Ferrix. I can
Right.
follow Andor. Like, you know,
And
I want to
it's
see them.
Cassian's show.
Yeah.
But I really feel like, given the state of things, like we've heard about the massacre at. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting about the.
Oh, the Gorman massacre.
Gorman massacre.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's a coming in this, and you can kind of see the stormtroopers like emerging on the square of people. You've heard them discuss it in Rebels. You've heard them discuss it in previous adaptations of the Star Wars universe. But we see, we know via canon that Mon Mothma makes an impassioned speech to the Senate after that happens, and the Senate is basically empty, and she becomes an enemy of the state. And we know from Rebels that it is up to Hera and the Ghost Crew to get Mon Mothma to safety.
Mhm.
So that's why I think we may see Hera. We may see the ghosts because she
We've
has
already
to
seen
make
it
a
in
deal.
Rebels, though.
I understand, but they have to get Mon Mothma to safety. So to move the story along, she's got to go somewhere.
Well, I
So-
don't think they're going to show us that. I think they're going to show
I
the
think
stuff
they might
that
show
leads
us
up
the
to that.
ghost.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe the ghost will be arriving onto the planet because well, here's the thing: secret cargo.
Yes,
We
that's the
get that
episode.
story already, right?
Yes.
So if you show me everything leading up to secret cargo, I'd be great with that actually because I want to see. I think I said on. So I was on air on Saturday doing the news desk for Celebration, which everyone be sure to go check out. We covered all the panels and everything. And while Gary and I were chatting about that, we talked a little bit about Andor, and I said something to the effect of like, I need to see the blood splatter across that woman's face. Like she needs to have a front row to the massacre and have that moment of like, okay, we need to make sure the rest of the galaxy understands just how dire things are and
Yeah.
um how dangerous the Empire is and how little they think of actual people. Because the actual Gorman massacre, I had to read about it, and I thought it was just a bunch of shooting. It turns out like a starship actually like lands on a bunch of people and like squishes them. Like everyone's just
Yeah.
crushed, right? So it's the kind of thing where it's like it's so horrifying.
Yeah.
Because also Star Destroyers are like the size of a city, so it's not
Yeah.
like you could run from that if like a Star Destroyer decided to just descend onto
Fall
like
out of
the
the sky and
ground,
crush
right?
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could pretend that it was falling, but like, so
Have you seen the
this,
bottom of a Star Destroyer? That's
Yeah. It is an
they're not
incredibly.
they're not flat.
I know, and I think they're going to do a lot of their own collateral damage to kill all these people. And because again, the Empire doesn't care. So I don't know. Like I don't know how you bring that to life on screen. Maybe they'll do it differently.
Mhm.
Maybe that's not going to be what the Gorman massacre is in this canon because
Yeah,
things can
that's
always
entirely
change.
possible. Yeah.
I have no idea, but I think we're going to see it, and I think that it's going to be terrible, and I think people are going to be traumatized by it, and I think that's
Yeah.
exactly what we need for this show. Like it should feel really real. Like One Way Out is still like it stays with people not
It's
just because it's this
chilling.
like rallying moment, but like it's really bleak.
Yeah, for those who can't swim or those who have been
Hmm.
like attacked and killed and rounded up and killed after they jump into the water to
Hmm.
freedom. Yeah, that was a horrible thing. And poor Kino Loy, I
Hmm.
can't swim.
Can't
Like,
swim.
oh,
Oh my
forever crushed
god,
my heart.
get all that way.
Damn it, Dandy Circus, what's wrong with you? Oh, crushing my
Yeah,
soul. Anyway,
and 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 that's why I think you can't have the Rebels cast. You can't have like Vanessa Marshall,
do you
not
feel
Vanessa
like it
Marshall,
will take?
Hera.
Well, no,
Like
you can't. But you can have like somebody being like, I know someone who could help,
sure. Yeah, yeah,
and
and
it
then
will
we
just
sort of know, we signal. I don't want to. The thing is, as much as Andor and Rebels are like, and Rogue One are all like interconnected in the time period and the
yeah.
seriousness of the subject matter, Rebels is still very much a kid show, and it will, I think, pull down the messaging a little if we attach it too closely. It's why I'm glad we're not going to see Ahsoka either. I don't want to see any of these people, but I
Mhm.
agree with Dave that in Ahsoka season 2, we're going to see way more Rebels presence. Like, there's
Yes.
no two ways about it. I assume that Ezra and Hera will be main cast members, like just fully in each episode as much as they can be. Especially as Ahsoka needs to find her way back from wherever the hell she is. She's stuck, right? Like
Yeah,
she
they're
missed the
still in
boat.
Peridia.
Yeah, that's right. Those ladies are trapped. Her and Sabine. I don't know how they're getting back. They're gonna have to get back through Mortis. Backdoor through Mortis is the only answer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is when Rosario is going to go to Mortis and meet the Mortis daughter, which is going to be Ahsoka. Come on
Yeah.
now, Ashley Eckstein. Like
That
that's
would
my
be
pitch.
so crazy. Can you imagine that?
Yes, that's exactly what I want. If
Ah!
we don't do that, what are we doing? So yeah,
And
I
they
can
did say
absolutely
that
imagine it because I've written it.
in my head. It is
Yes.
headcanon, it is fact. Um,
Yeah.
but they did say that they would have Ashley be part of Ahsoka in other ways, and she
Mhm.
never said what it was. I don't think we see her in season 1.
She has no
So,
credit in season 1, which means they're holding her for
there
season 2.
you
So
go.
yeah,
Mark is
Jeff.
willing it into the Star Wars universe. It's
Every
happening.
now and then I get something right, which is
Yeah,
dangerous because here's the thing: I know nothing about
he
Ahsoka
knows
season 2.
nothing.
Yeah, I will say I can give you guys a little heads up about Ahsoka season 1. I've mentioned this in a couple interviews. I hung out with like the Rebel Scum guys a few weeks ago, and then my friend Mark Newbold over at Fantha Tracks. We did a little interview
Love
and we were
Mark.
talking about
Yeah.
Denuo. He's the best. He's
Yeah.
one of the best Marks. Um, in fact, we were talking about Denuo, and I told him that we're doing a product from Ahsoka season 1, so that'll be coming out soon, and sort of announcing that with him.
Is it the
Um,
star map?
it's not the star map, but
Oh,
it is. I can't say anything. Don't ask me
I
more
know.
questions because
Okay, well,
it
Come
is a
ask you no
helmet.
on,
Yeah.
ask you no
just
questions. You'll tell us no
a
lies.
little bit more, a
Yeah.
little bit
Well, here's the
more.
thing. It's a helmet is all I can say. And Mark's gonna. I think he's the first person to say it on his show. I might have mentioned it to the Rebel Scum guys as well, but if people haven't heard, it's coming out next month, and then we'll have something going on for Celebration as well. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah, and hopefully at Celebration we'll hear more about Ahsoka season 2, which I'm really, really excited about. There's a whole panel about it on that Saturday.
Yeah, and we all know how much craziness expelled into the universe after seeing Ahsoka season 1 footage at 2022 Celebration Anaheim. So definitely
So long ago.
helped my print sales that day.
Long ago. Yeah. Also
sure.
feels like 1,000 years ago.
Right? And
I
it's
know.
been almost 3.
It's too much.
Come a long way in those years, man.
So one of the
but
things I want to do is try to end this episode close to on time.
Right.
And there's also a panel lottery that we need to deal with for Celebration. There's a lot for Celebration that we're going to continue. By the way, there'll be another news desk this week on Saturday where Gary and I will be going through all of the vendors. We'll also talk other Celebration stuff.
Cool.
And I'm sure, look, every Thursday too, like half the conversation is about Celebration. So if you tune into the watch along, they'll be talking Andor, but they'll be talking largely Celebration as well. We're less than a month away, kids.
Oh, I can't
Crazy.
believe it.
Yeah, Skip, are you feel you're gonna feel good about going? Like you're all good?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
I told myself, it's I have a very strange relationship with going to cons, especially going outside of the country. And so, like, I remember 48 hours before going to London, okay, I'm going to go. And that was when I truly gave myself the permission to believe I was going. Japan is going to be kind of the same way. It's going to be 3 days before I go. And if I get everything in place 3 days before, then if it's 3 days before I don't have everything in place, yeah.
There's a lot happening on Saturday, Carl. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Saturday's panels were Andor, Ahsoka, and I think Clone Wars, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's
the Clone Wars finale.
Are they consecutive?
Yeah, well, there's a break between them, and I think they do clear the rooms. If I had to pick, I'd go Andor over Ahsoka.
Oh, not me. But then again, we all know I'm publicly known to not be an Andor fan, so it would be Ahsoka and Clone Wars.
Yep.
And take a break on the whole Andor thing.
Well, the Clone Wars thing, though, is not a panel. It's just a watch-along of the finale, which I do want to see on a giant screen with all my other Star Wars fans, but not if I'm going to Celebration. I think that's a great event for me to do next weekend in New York City. Like, you know what I mean? On a random Saturday. Like, but not like to take up time for my... Yeah.
Watch, Ahsoka will be during some of my scheduled photo ops.
Isn't that always the way?
Seriously.
Jeff, I heard Andor loves Skip.
All right, we need to start because we are at the 29:12 mark. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Ashley and Skip, for remembering. I knew we were somewhere around there.
I kind of used Rush as a reference. If you know, Yeah. 21:12. But
we are going to open up our Disney Pluses and start in the next minute, because we do have to watch over a half an hour of this to close the first chapter. Okay, so everyone break out your Disney Plus. Open up your Star Wars section and go, oh my God, all the way to the bottom where it says Star Wars Vintage. And then not only that.
Or go to the section where it's already playing, in other words, where you left it off.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too. So
and then it takes you right to where you left off.
Yep.
You don't even have to fast forward. You just hit start. Bing,
yeah, for this one, if you just hit the continue button on mine is where it's going to be. Because it's, oh shit, it says it's 40 minutes remaining. All right, we got to get going.
41 minutes. So.
Okay. Jesus. All right. I am going to set the countdown. So everyone, break out your Disney Plus machines. Go to, if you haven't already watched from last week, Star Wars Vintage, scroll all the way over to the Clone Wars Vintage Clone Wars 2D Micro Series. We are in Volume 1, and our start time is 29:12. We stopped there last week, so if you want to just hit the continue button, you should be able to just hit continue, and then you'll be on your way. All right, I'm going to set the 10-second countdown, and go. Mine is taking a minute to spin.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Oh, we have a damp Obi-Wan.
Oh, wait. Mine started over.
Volume way too loud. Sorry, guys.
Okay, there we go. I'm at like 29:30, so it's fine. As long as you're close.
Yes. I believe you are surrendering.
I'm watching Anakin chase around a bunch of two fighters.
Yeah, he just shot. Yeah.
Just got him.
It's so fast. Oh my god.
It backed up a little bit, so I'm just getting to Anakin now.
The
was
the
Obi-Wan at
big
first.
space battle. Oh man, it looks like something out of the comics, like from the Image comics in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, it's like
Oh shit,
mousetrap races.
that's gorgeous. This is so underrated, you guys.
Hi, what are
Like,
you
I
doing?
love this whole show. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Jeff,
Anakin's kind of looks like Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, that design has a little bit of that, like the blue and white thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anakin's weirdly good looking with his like
His little flip.
the character design. I like his gold hand too. Very C-3PO.
You may not recognize me with the
Oh my god,
gold
with the
hand.
red arm. Hate C-3PO. Oh my god. We were doing an F marry kill situation and I was like kill C-3PO. Whatever list he's on.
My favorite part of this so far has been like when Anakin throws off his cape all dramatic like and it hits
Oh.
C-3PO right in the face.
I was doing this all last week, let me tell you. Oh, it's so good. Guys, I don't remember who was in the chat. JB, I feel like you and Sarah were both here for
They were.
the Vader cape just flying in the background. Holy shit.
And then it
What a
just
moment.
flies forward and hits 3PO in the face.
Man.
Gold.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm digging his Starfighter,
So cool.
blue and white look.
It looks very Ahsoka.
JB, we need to reenact that cape moment somehow. I don't know how, but we're going to do it for the
C-3PO
network.
cosplayer, and someone needs to get a Jedi robe and just like take it off and fling it at 3PO.
We need a good Anakin with like a fan to like throw the robe and knock over 3PO. It'll take hours to set that up.
Yeah.
Well worth it for the 3 seconds of content we'll get for this network, though.
Oh yeah.
So, who's ever going to Celebration? This is on your bingo card. You know how they do like scavenger hunt bingo card things? Like, let's see if we can make that happen.
If we can get Matt Lanter to do it, even better.
Well, he's very game for that kind of stuff, but he didn't do the voice for Clone Wars.
I know, but it's
so
insane.
Yeah. I feel like he would be a great cosplay Anakin, though. Like, he's never actually dressed up like Anakin, I don't think, other than when Ashley did that Clone Wars collection for our universe. He wore something Anakin-esque, but it was like a hoodie or something.
Yeah, he wears like hoodies or t-shirts or things like
we need to get him in full cosplay.
Yeah.
He wears whatever Ashley brings him to the con.
True. He's very agreeable.
Yeah, so someone brings a Jedi robe for Matt Lanter to wear and just fling off and you're a 3PO cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
That happen. That'd be amazing. Ooh, Anakin is tough.
Oh, I forgot to mention at the start of the show when we were catching up on what we did over the weekend, I had lunch with Brian Herring on Sunday.
Oh, I love him. He signed my BB-8 backpack.
Yeah, he is. BB-8 is one of my favorite characters from the new trilogy, and Brian is just fantastic. So he was in New York for his birthday, just hanging out on holiday. And doing some work stuff too, I believe. And so we were just catching up, and we met for lunch and had a drink. And then it was actually it ended up working out because he was delayed returning to England because of the fires near Heathrow, which sucks because I had another friend who was delayed flying out there because of all that situation. So,
Carl, Danny Haas does have a print in Celebration Art Show, so he'll be there. Cliff Cramp, I don't know if he's going out there. It's kind of expensive to go all the way to Japan. I don't know if Jerry's going. I haven't heard anything from him, but I know he's had a lot of work lately. But yeah, Danny Haas will definitely be there. He's got a really cool Clone Wars art show. He's also flying without R2. Oh. Damn.
So Obi-Wan looks so cool in this version.
Yeah.
I do like this character model quite a bit.
Like muscles, and then the fan blow. I think this is just to make his cape and his hair blow. That's it. That's all it's there for. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it is very expensive for Cliff to take an entire booth out there, and he usually does a pretty big setup. So, that's going to be sad, but you know, we have to live vicariously. And there's a lot of really good Japanese artists like Suneo Sanda who'll be finally in the art show like they deserve to be. So, yeah.
That's exciting because I feel
Yeah.
like one of the benefits of this being in Japan is you're going to get local talent
Oh,
who
yeah.
otherwise wouldn't necessarily travel to the US or other international places. Like even London is far from Japan. And
Right.
so I totally get it when um, non-American fans are like, the events are always in America. It's hard to get to. It's expensive. Like,
Yeah.
and you miss out on a whole bunch of those contributors. So I really, and we were looking at the panel list on Saturday. There's like a decent amount of local flavor like baked into the various panels.
Yeah.
And I think the panels don't even do it justice. I think like you're going to see vendors. You're going to see, to your point, the artists. We have to do an artist overview as well. That's not something we've covered on the news desk.
For sure.
So I think that's going to be one of the big benefits you'll get. One of the real differentiators being in Japan, you're going to get to see all the Japanese artists. You're going to get to see all the contributions, all the specific licenses that only happen in Japan should have merch there.
And Hot
So,
Toys has a big booth, and they're going to have a lot of exclusives.
oh, that's exciting.
The first exclusive they announced was Galen Urso,
Oh,
and there's only 1,500 of them in existence, so it's going to be a pretty big deal for that
oh,
one.
that's awesome.
It's the first Galen Urso figure, and it's probably going to have a lot of Rogue One stuff, so we'll find out. Oh, Mace chopping away. Now, do you know if any other like helmet vendors are going to be there, or is it all going to be like local stuff?
I had a list of the vendors up because I built the PowerPoint for the panels, and at one point we were trying to see if we could do the panels and the vendors together
Mhm.
all on one thing, and there are just so many vendors that I was like super overwhelmed and was like, oh, this needs to be its own its own list basically.
You guys get the vibe that this kid looks like Luke from early on in Tatooine. You know, the hat.
He definitely has like a Luke-esque quality for sure. So weirdly enough, on the vendor list, the very first one alphabetically is called the New Dope, and that place has statues, figures, vintage toys. Like I'm not 100% sure like what that one is, but it looks like they're more of a store than a
Yeah.
manufacturer because they stock Mondo and Hasbro and Spiral
Oh
Toy
yeah,
and
then
a bunch of
they're a
stuff.
vendor, like a
Yeah.
local toy vendor. I know
Monster
you.
Race is about to take over.
Oh. Imagine being a kid and witnessing all this crazy shit on your home planet.
Look at the size of that ship. Now again, it could just come right down, right? Oh, that's what it did basically. There's your Gorman Massacre.
Dang.
Who's gonna be there? Bandai will be there.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. What do they have? Bandai, exciting range of Star Wars products. So if you go to bandaispirits.co.jp, let's see. Where it doesn't have a list of Star Wars items.
Here we go. Boom.
That's like their corporate website. Come on now. What am I gonna do with that?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Let me go apply to their careers section. Citizen Watch.
Mace is tearing it up with his bare hands.
Figpin will be there.
Nice.
The Gap is going to be there. What the hell?
What?
You can tell that we didn't get very far as I was starting to look at this stuff. See, does Gap have like a t-shirt license? I bet you they have a DTR t-shirt license. That's the only thing that makes sense, because like they're not going to do costumes and they're not going to do like in-universe style apparel. It's probably like just t-shirts. Which fine. All right, Figpin creates premium collectible pins with hard enamel capturing
Love them.
iconic characters from games, movies, and comics. Officially licensed. So figpin.com. Now, let's look at their Star Wars section.
Leave it to Mace to go punch a ship with his bare hands.
Yeah, he's badass in this.
No handrails.
They don't have a huge selection, but I think it's because all their stuff is limited.
Yeah,
Limited
so they'll
time
probably
only kind
have
of
like
thing.
a lot of exclusives.
I would assume they do have an Ezra one that's still open. Like Ezra and Marek are still available, and it is Rebels Ezra, not Ahsoka Ezra.
Nice.
And then there's mystery. There's a mystery case. There's a Mando Luke Skywalker. That one's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, there's a Cad Bane. Oh, cute. Oh, and a Hunter from Bad Batch. I can't get into this too. Jesus Christ. I was just talking about how I need to not buy stuff.
Yeah, Figpin is like a black hole of collectability.
Yeah, it
Like
always
you'll just
is.
keep buying. I had to stop myself from buying the entire X-Men animated series line. I was like, nope, we're just Rogue and Gambit. That's the only two I need. That's it. Cutting myself off. No, Jubilee. Oh my God, I need Cyclops and Wolverine is here. No.
Yeah.
I had to stop.
What is it called? Figpin?
Figpin, like figure
Figpin.
pin.
Oh,
Fig
okay.
pin.
Yep. FIGPIN.com.
They have cool stuff. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
The little
Definitely.
kid with his bucket hat is killing me.
That's the devil's work right there. That Figpin.
Yeah, I don't wear them either, Jeff. I just kind of put them in their little cases on the shelf.
I think they need to be a collectible more so than a wearable.
My friend picked me up the exclusive Zeb from San Diego Comic-Con, so I have Zeb, Sabine, and Ezra. Yeah, Jeff.
I would like to get the Rebels kind of line up more so than anything, but I can't. Oh, here we go. Luminara and
Yes.
Barasafi. They're so elegant, both of them. I thought they both had green lightsabers.
Blue and green.
Well, it's in 2D, it's blue. In 3D, it's green.
Yeah, I thought they were both green. I forget that. Here's the thing, though. I'm terrible at trivia and names in particular and spellings of names. At one point, I used to be very good at name spelling because on the subject list for Topps trading cards, we always had to make sure they were spelled right. But I did a lot of copy paste from the data bank. That was just the easiest way to do it. I will say these character models look really great for the 2D. They translate really well. The colors are great. Luminara is so angular and interesting looking, and then Barasafi seems a little bit curvier, like in the face, and therefore a little bit younger. There's almost more of an innocence to her. Like
I love how they don't move in
That's wild. Yeah. In some ways, it's utterly ridiculous.
It's like let's make it easy. All we have to do to move is make the arm move. The 2D. It's like, we can get away with this. The whole body's
Also,
moving.
I love that pose they did together where they're each holding their lightsaber, and it's the same pose they do in all the promotional photos. I feel like the two of them have probably more promotional photos posed together than anything, because their screen times are so limited. But that pose they just did there in the animation is right on. Oh, girl. Oof.
Kyber crystals all over the place.
Are they on
Nubian?
Ilum? Are they on Ilum?
Yes, because Yoda just said, to Ilum we must go.
Yep. Yep, there it is. Boom.
Check out Padme.
She looks amazing. I love that outfit.
With the giraffe neck.
Always. That giraffe neck from the last batch that we watched.
Natalie Portman would kill to be that tall.
And then you add in the height of the hair. That lady is 8 feet tall. She is Wookiee height. Why is C-3PO still silver at this point? That can't be right.
I haven't painted him yet.
And look at the monster snowflakes.
Yeah, those are big.
I don't know about you, but if I had ears like that and I was going out into a cold area, check out the outfit for her. The last thing I'd want to do is have holes in my hood so that I can poke my ears out.
Yeah, shouldn't he more than anyone have earmuffs? And they should look like Carrie Fisher curls.
For sure.
I do love that outfit that Padme has. Like, that is quite she's everything she owns is so elegant.
Well, she looks like the what was that X-Men enemy?
White Queen. Yep, Emma Frost.
Emma Frost.
Yep. Yeah, Yoda with his stupid ears sticking out is killing me.
She's like, no, why would I stay on the ship? I'm so fashionable to be a snow bunny.
These invisible... I mean, this is crazy. Like...
Why is she looking sad? He's a freaking Jedi Master. He'll be fine. See? Totally.
I've had Mace the badass, now Yoda the badass.
Yeah, I mean,
they definitely got to pull out all the uber duper powers in on this one.
Yoda's definitely delivering. Like, he's really showcasing his strength. Oh, I love the Arabesh on screen. It's always just cool to see.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Mm-hmm. There's got to be a supercut of everyone who's ever said it, right? Like, because I know that Han said it, Luke said it, certainly
Obi-Wan
C-3PO, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan said it multiple times. Anakin, Ahsoka, Padme,
C-3PO.
C-3PO for sure. Doesn't Finn say it?
Yeah.
Does Cassian start to say it, or no? K2 starts to say it, and
K2.
Cassian stops him. Right, like that's
Okay.
sort of the joke there. Han also says in
BB-8 says it.
Solo. Oh, BB-8 says it. You're right. In Solo, a Star Wars story, Han says, "I have a good feeling about this for something," and in his very Alden kind of jovial mood. And I remember thinking, like, I hate it, but I love it. I love it so much. It's so weird seeing C-3PO as silver.
Jayla Gaia. Bro.
Oops. I will be right back.
Sounds like his lightsaber is about to die. When your batteries run low on your Galaxy's Edge lightsaber, it makes that noise.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep. I didn't realize that either until I looked it up online because mine was making a weird noise. But it's a pain in the butt to take apart the chassis to get the battery out and replace it. So
I love that she knew how to trick the robots. Oof. I've been buried alive. Oh, C-3PO, we should be so lucky. These episodes are a little less chaotic than the first few. Didn't the first few feel like an explosion of nonsense? And these feel a little more grounded. Like, we're doing a little more story based, as opposed to just. Remember that one episode where it was like just robots firing? It was out of control.
Holy crap. We did not watch enough of this the first time.
Oh. And Ilum becomes Starkiller Base, which is just devastating. I forgot when we get that that reveal though, like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I remember because there was suspicion that it could have been Ilum, and then it was confirmed, and in like a very sort of like nonchalant kind of way, like, oh yeah, that was Ilum, and I was like, that's where Jedi went for generations to get their crystals and do their tests, and we spent a whole bunch of time on that planet in the Clone Wars series, like to then have it so casually discarded felt so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And like really heartbreaking, which was kind of the point, right? Like, so I was just, yeah. Ugh.
Welcome to the lack of respect that J.J. Abrams showed to Star Wars altogether.
Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna start a fire in the chat now. I had a long conversation. When was this? A couple weeks ago with someone about like 7, 8, and 9 and just how they feel really disconnected from each other. Like they're made by completely different people, which of course 8 was made by a different person, but 9 doesn't even feel like 7. So like 7, 8, and 9 feel like not just 3 different movies, but like 3 different universes even.
Right.
And I think that's really the issue, right? Sherry, I cannot remember when we found out.
It was in Pablo Hidalgo's encyclopedia.
Was that where it was? I feel like it was written in one of the books that like, oh, Starkiller Base, formerly the planet of Ilum.
Yeah. So it's in the Force Awakens encyclopedia.
That's got to be what it is. Yeah.
It's so like, oh.
And here's the thing: that's the type of information that like only matters to someone who would read the goddamn encyclopedia and be upset about it, right? Because they never say it in the movie. They never say the word Ilum, because it would mean nothing to that movie made $1 billion, right? The number of people who saw that movie were largely casual Star Wars fans, and then the rest of the slice of us who cared tremendously, who then owned the book, Someone read that book and was like, and then even within that, like, there's a slice of people who didn't think anything of it, but like the Clone
Oh,
Wars
what's
fans and whatnot
Ilum?
were like, oh my god, like they ruined Ilum, they destroyed Ilum.
Well, it's the fastest way to get kyber crystals to power your base and
Exactly.
destroy planets.
Well,
Like
that was why.
where the Death Star had to like mine them out of certain planets. Like
Mhm.
Kylo Ren was like, "Huh, no, I'm gonna do something better than my grandfather did. I'm gonna actually mine a Jedi planet."
It's very smart.
Yeah.
And because it was a sort like because you needed that quantity of kyber crystals,
Mhm.
like it would make sense that you would go straight to the source. So there's
Sure.
one other planet, and I'm blanking on what it is, where you could go get kyber crystals for your lightsabers, and I can't remember where it was.
Jeddah? Weren't they taking them from
Oh,
Jeddah
Jeddah.
in Rogue One?
Jeddah was one of them. There's another one like that I feel like we visited in the Clone Wars though. Am I hallucinating that? Oh, here comes Asajj again. Oh boy, Anakin versus Asajj. Let's go.
Ilum, Jeddah, and potentially others.
Oh, so maybe it is
Um,
just Jeddah. I thought there was
Chris,
another one in the Clone Wars.
Christophsis, Dantooine,
There it is.
Expo, Lothal,
No,
Mahali,
it's
Megiddo,
Christophersus.
Tatooine, Utapau, Ines, and Zoff.
Utapau.
Yeah,
Why
it's
we
on
we
this
go to
list.
Utapau in Revenge of the Sith? Like
Hmm.
that's where those tall dudes live. Um,
Yep.
so I don't remember that being a place where there'd be kyber crystals. Um, that's quite the list over there. I need to go to my Wikipedia and double check. Oof. Oh man, I would
Yep.
like to not get hit with a tree today.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This is amazing.
Oh.
This fight is really good. Uh-oh. She lost both her lightsabers. I love when they start to shake before they jump off. It's like they've done that a million times now. But I still love it. She's so good. She's like a step ahead of him most of the time. How tall are these trees? These people have been falling for miles.
It's
Is it
like the
Kashyyyk?
Amazon, man.
It's Kashyyyk.
Oh, are they
He
on
needs to
Kashyyyk?
know not to jump up after her. Like he needs to know because she's crazy and she will slice him in half. Again, she has the high ground. Anakin learns nothing. Yep, there goes. Bye. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit behind you guys. She runs like an anime character.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Naruto run with the arms behind her. Yeah.
This is quite the fight they're having. Oh, he got hit right in the face with a brick. Oh, she has the high ground. Oh, I love the rain falling on the lightsabers with the steam. That's actually really cool. I don't remember this. I know I've seen all of these, but like when it's been so long, you forget those little details. Like
Oh
that's such a
yeah.
cool like idea with the animation. These shots are incredible too. Cree Summer does the voice for Asajj in Clone Wars.
Love her.
Yeah, and she doesn't do the convention circuit frequently, but like you could find her and
She's a
like
legendary voice actress. Like
oh yeah.
she was Elmira in Tiny Toon Adventures. Yeah. So many characters. Like I can't even name them all
Well,
right now.
I always think of Drawn Together, where she's Foxy
Yes.
Brown.
Oh my God, Foxy.
Yeah. I mean, nothing will ever top Foxy Brown versus the Board of Education.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, that whole show is just wildly inappropriate, and she brought like
So
such like
crazy.
depth and like just insanity to that insane
For
character.
sure.
You know, because she's sort of a take on like Josie and the Pussycats.
Mhm.
And there's one where like the rest of her bandmates are killed, and like she does like a tribute song, but she's like literally dancing on their graves. It's so stupid. Um, but yeah, she's only in 2 episodes of Clone Wars. She plays Luminara in like the two that we've already. I guess we've seen both of them. But John DiMaggio is also in the show as Grievous, who I always forget. Kevin Michael Richardson. There's a bunch of voice actors who don't return for other things. Fred Tasciatore, who comes back for like Resistance. He plays Oppo Renesissus. He also plays Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Matt Lucas is Anakin. James Earl Taylor's in, and of course he comes back, and so does Tom Kane and Corey Burton. But Grey Griffin plays Padme and Asajj as well, so there's 2 Asajas. But Grey Griffin does other Star Wars stuff. She's in regular Clone Wars. T.C. Carson. Yeah, it's a very cool cast. It's not exactly the cast we got for the Clone Wars, but it is still a good group. And she's tremendous. I love Cree Summer in this role. I'm not going to go with like who I prefer necessarily, but Nika is really. I mean, Nika is Asajj. Like Cree is doing a very different character, I think.
Sure. They're fighting up the stairs backwards.
Yeah. I love Anakin with the red saber. And he's finally letting his rage take over. Oof. Girl.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. I like the blast of like of Yoda in there. So you have to assume in Clone Wars that Asajj is dead, right? I realize no body, no crime kind of thing, but like this is really meant to show like Anakin's continuing fall to the dark side. He's been bathed in red this whole time. He's got the red lightsaber. By the way, that's a cool lightsaber. I would absolutely use that on a go forward. Like, and I wouldn't. Oh, he throws the. Nope, big mistake. Keep that saber. 1, you need a souvenir from the trip. 2, that's a good weapon. You know. It might be worth something too. And plus, don't we always need lightsabers? Like we're so short on
Yeah.
kyber crystals. You know what? Unbleed it or purify it or whatever they call it. Turn it white. Like if you by the way, if you could. I don't know if he could anymore. I think that he's a little bit corrupted too much, and I don't think he could turn it white even if he wanted to.
Yeah. I think he's kind of disgusted by it, so that's why he's just like,
Yeah. Well, he also needs some plausible deniability. He'd be like, "Ah, she fell." Like, which by the way, lie to Yoda. It's not like he's useful at anything.
no big deal.
Yeah, just push him over the edge too. Could have got rid of both of them. Backwards and in high heels, Dave. I missed that comment. How did I miss that? I love that in all animation, basically up until like 5 years ago, every female character was wearing a heel of some type. Even in major motion pictures, like live action or not, like everyone's in heels. The Jurassic
Bro.
Park or Jurassic World was the one
Oh.
where I think like it really sent it, where like Bryce Dallas Howard was in heels the entire time, and they made that meme of the dinosaurs walking around in the heels. Yeah.
Honestly, like as a woman, that scene, that entire scene, I was like, oh my god, I would be throwing these shoes, like just chuck them off, be done with them.
You don't want to
I
run
don't even
barefoot
like.
though. That's terrible.
I know you don't want to run barefoot, especially on a rainy.
No, on any
busy
type of
street.
ground. Ugh.
Good God,
Yeah.
look at that neck on him.
Yeah.
Eh,
It's like 3 feet of neck.
the ship is back.
Oh, I like this. I emerge victorious. There we go. I see the Sith's interest in you most troubling. Oh, what now? Who are
What is
you?
that today?
Who's this guy? Meanwhile, have we seen Shaggy yet? Or is that in Volume 2? The one who looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
I think it might be volume 2.
Yeah.
Master Brick.
Jeff, the post-foreshadowing. Yeah, I love the production order of it all, but like, yeah, watching the filling in the blanks of how he falls to the dark side, because I feel like in the movies it happens way too suddenly. But all of this other stuff, because nothing's a linear path. Like there's always a little bit of like stop and start, you know, people trip and fall, they get back on the path, and then they lose their way again. Anakin has a lot of ups and downs because of the Clone Wars, and because of Clone Wars and the Clone Wars.
Talk about closing in. Jeez.
Kiadi
Oh, we
Moody.
all know that hand.
Kiadi Moody, the breakout star of the Acolyte.
With his 11 wives.
That's like 6 or 7 too many, right? Like
6 or 7.
Yeah.
That's more than 6 or 7 too many.
I don't know. I mean,
I haven't heard enough time with one.
Everyone's polyamorous now. And by everyone, I mean all the Gen Zers. I think it's mostly for rent, but yeah, that's a lot.
And it's just a bunch of broken down Jedi.
They were Shaggy.
Oh, there's Shaggy. There he is. It's my man. I don't know a thing about him except that he looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I got nothing.
Is he wearing a green robe? I haven't zoomed in on him yet.
Green lightsaber, along with Shaq T.
Oh yeah, Shag. Yeah, Shaq T, and then he is Shag. He. Oh my god, I'm gonna.
Kiadi Bundy. Shaggy. That's hilarious.
Yep.
I would throw that up, Jeff, but I don't have buttons.
Shaggy, there it is. Yeah. That's the correct name. I was trying to look it up. A human male who served as a Jedi Padawan during the Clone Wars.
Is that really his name?
Yeah, it's in the Wookiee. That's a real thing.
Oh my god!
I knew it was something like that. He's got a Zoinks face on right now, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, with his Padawan braid.
And his lightsaber is green.
Yeah. Oh my god, and he's killed by Grievous. That's so sad.
And my favorite Jedi's name to say, Sakura.
Isla Sakura. Yep, here she is.
I just skipped her whole first name.
Is it Isla or Ayla? I feel like we still don't
Ayla.
have. Is it Ayla Sakura? I feel like I asked Amy and I don't remember.
Yeah.
Grievous is a menace in this.
He
just stepped on Shaggy and
this is so stupid. He's like a Roomba on the loose.
A Roomba on the loose.
Just a Roomba with knives.
Throwing down. At least the claws are good for something. At that point, just walk away and let him spin. Hello, little girl. What are you doing?
All right, so Grievous killed that guy. Oh, it makes sense. We see Kiadi Mundi and Shak Ti. The other two we've never seen again, so.
Oh.
Oof.
Dang. He just stepped on that guy's face and threw him into the ceiling.
Yeah, grab one of those other lightsabers. He's got a collection of them.
Yes, I'm petting you. She's like, stop watching TV. Give me pets.
The dark cloud of the Sith shrouds us all. Yeah, it's a bit late for that. Oh no. That's it. What a downer
Yes.
ending, which makes sense. I don't think I've watched it in this format in so long. I fully forgot how that ended. Yeah, this Grievous is out of control, Jeff. Like, I'm just, yeah. I love it. I love everything about it. He's a loon. Oh, look at baby Ahsoka.
She's watching TV. She's like,
So, Jeff, I literally don't remember when these 3-minute episodes were airing. Like, and then
2002, 2003.
I think I was in college and just not paying attention to this stuff, but I remember years later seeing all of them at some point because after Revenge of the Sith came out, I think they were also flighted on Cartoon Network in like half-hour formats or something. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up, but like there's no way I watched them 3 minutes at a time. And I definitely wasn't downloading them off the internet either. Like cuz downloading a song took all night, and that was 3 minutes. So and that was during the LimeWire days. You never knew what you were going to get. Okay, that was
Yeah, 2003.
2003. Wow, yeah, that was my graduating from college.
22 years ago, kids.
I can't. This
Very
animation.
Want to feel old.
A very intense 2 episodes that we watched all together as one, with a conglomerate of Jedi that were showing their different power sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of
Just
them don't make it out
slide.
alive. Yeah. Oh, Jeff's got some information for us. Okay. All right, Jeff, thank you. He's basically producing the show, even though he's not producing the show. This is great. Thank you. All right,
Thanks,
Star
Jeff.
Wars Clone Wars ran on Cartoon Network from November 7, 2003 to March 25th, 2005. The
I
episodes were
was
released simultaneously on
22.
television and online for members of the Hyperspace Fan Club, which I was not a part of. They are
was.
available the next day on CartoonNetwork.com and on StarWars.com for non-Hyperspace members. I must have seen these not on YouTube, because I feel like YouTube didn't even start until like 06 or something, or 07. I don't remember. But yeah, so Jeff watched them as a Hyperspace member. I was not that cool at the time.
Yeah. I watched
No.
them on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I definitely saw them on television. So, and I feel like I watched them in like 5 at a time or something. Like, was there a time when they were doing that where it's like, hey, come tune in for
I
like
think
20
it
minutes
was
of
like
Clone Wars?
7 p.m. It was right before they got to like their premium primetime content, like Pop-Up Girls,
Mm,
Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, like all of those like main things that started after like 6 p.m. It
mhm.
was just before that.
The post-Toonami primetime block before you get to Adult Swim. Yeah, I could see them bundling them. Or you do it in between each episode, and that's your commercial break. Like,
This is funny. 3 minutes took an hour to download because we were
Yeah.
all using 56K.
but
Sure.
girl, it took all night to download. I remember trying to get MP3s,
LimeWire.
which are 3 minutes long, and it would take forever to
Napster.
download. Yeah, those were the days. And then LimeWire.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how you destroy a laptop.
Yelling
Alright,
at my brother
meanwhile-
every day for downloading Limp Bizkit.
Oh my god. No, and that's the thing, you never knew what you're actually going to get because things were named like the kids don't know. Yeah, you can just stream everything now. Oh god,
Sure.
dial up. Oh,
They
the
have
worst.
no
AOL, you have mail.
Mhm.
idea.
I still have my AOL email address. I never abandoned it, and I use it for all my spam and junk. And every now and then, like I'll check into it, and it's all garbage. There's not one useful thing in there. Yeah. Meanwhile, we are a little bit over time because we did want to make sure we finish this first half of the Clone Wars 2D micro series vintage collection. Good lord. So thank you everyone for sticking with
Yeah.
us. I'm going to quickly go through what we have on the network this week. Tomorrow, of course, as always on Tuesday nights, is Happy Hour. And I'm sure people will be joining and talking about Daredevil, since that seems to be all the rage. All the boys are loving Daredevil. Ashley, are
Love
you enjoying it?
Oh my god, it is crazy good. I personally loved how last week's episode kind of set up like the rift between Vanessa and Wilson,
Mhm.
Kingpin,
Well,
as
the
well
little stinger
as
toward the end was
oh
a reveal that I
yeah.
think we all saw coming, but still.
But
Yeah.
honestly, like John Bernthal, guys, John Bernthal coming back as Frank Castle / the
Mhm.
Punisher. Matt finding him in like a random basement and them discussing Foggy and actually like getting to the root of what's been bugging Matt for the last year. Those two just chewed the scenery in the best way. and they were riveting to watch, and they're the whole reason why I'm so glad that they went the route they did, and Marvel just kind of got off their high horse and was like, okay, we're gonna do it exactly the same vein as the Netflix series.
Mhm.
So
I
glad
would
they
like to
made that decision.
see the two of them team up a little bit more and maybe actually put on their costumes and do something
Mhm.
together.
I
That would be
know.
fun in a share called Daredevil
Yeah.
to see him in the Daredevil costume. Maybe the Punisher could pop in.
Yeah,
That'd
like
be
the
cute.
last episode is going to be Daredevil. The rest of it is going to be Matt
But
Murdock.
Matt Murdock. Yeah, which I'm not complaining. That man is super hot. So
Mhm.
I can watch him sort of
It's
walk
super
around.
cool.
But like, I am wondering when something's gonna happen in the show. And I know that sounds ridiculous since like, White Tiger or whatever, that whole thing. But like
Oh,
that
still.
heartbreaking. At the same time, I'm like, what is the big situation here? I don't know. Either way, I think it's good. So I'm sure that'll
Very
be a topic of
exciting.
conversation tomorrow
Yep.
during happy hour. Wednesday is a new episode of The Nerf Herders. Thursday, we have the VCN watch along for Andor Season 1, Episode 10. We are nearing the end, guys. It is so close. And then there's no Sunday night show or Sunday show this week because it is the 5th Sunday of the month. But there is a Saturday show. I am back with Gary to do the Celebration Japan news desk, and we're going to be covering all the vendors that are going to Japan. And there are
Yeah.
quite a number, more than I expected. We'll also probably talk some other fun things happening in Japan, like we'll talk more about the not so and other things to be announced soon. And
Yeah.
we realize there are other fun things happening that like are not getting as much coverage. Like there's going to be a Nubs meet and greet on
Yeah.
certain
Oh my
days, which is really
god.
cool. So for the little kids, and also I think all of us want to meet Nubs too. So I'm like, I will push a kid to go and meet Nubs.
I love him more than you do.
Exactly. Get out
Oh
of
my
my
god.
way.
If
So
D. Bradley Baker goes to the show and gets a photo with Nubs, I'm gonna die.
that'd be amazing.
Okay. So good.
I've gone to Disney enough times, but there was one time where we ended up in line for Phineas and Ferb, and it was right when they took a break. And so we were first in line because they broke right by us, and they were like, "Is it okay if they go to take their break? They'll be back in 10 minutes." I was like, "We're full grown adults. I don't fucking care. Like we're just gonna stand here and relax." So Jason and I are in line, and behind us are 100 children, like right with all their parents. We're the only grown-ass adults without kids, and it was the Star Wars weekend, so I'm carrying my big lightsaber. This is back in 2015. So Jason and
Yeah.
I are in line for Phineas and Ferb to do the meet and greet because it was like our favorite cartoon. It still is. I love that show,
It's
and it's
so
coming back.
good.
So
Dan
I'm ready for
Povenmire
more.
is a genius. I love
It,
him in Swampy Marsh.
this show's amazing. I would if it kept going, I would keep watching.
It is
So
going. They're doing a
yeah,
new
no, it's
season.
it's coming back. I'm so
Yeah.
ready. So we're waiting in line. Phineas and Ferb come out. And of course, whenever anyone comes back, like those characters from like their little break, they're even more energetic than usual. And so they come out like guns ablazing. And we go over, and I'm holding my lightsaber, but it's I'm holding the double bladed lightsaber, Darth Maul style, to go meet them. Ferb takes my lightsaber, pulls it apart, and starts chasing Phineas around while we're standing there without a child as a line of 50 kids are watching. We must have been up there for like a good 3 minutes, which for a meet and greet photo with like Phineas and Ferb as like toddlers and children are waiting starts to feel like a little bit uncomfortable. And the Disney professional photographer, had my phone to take pictures and Jason's phone, but also their professional thing. I must have gotten 30 pictures like of them, the chaos, and then us posing together, and then more pictures, and they loved us and they hugged us and all that kind of stuff. It
Aw.
went on and on, but it was so
That's
awesome
amazing.
looking, and I'm just watching the other exasperated parents just like wait for these adult men to leave the line so it could continue. That would be me with Nubs. I would
Yeah,
monopolize this
but
entire
to be
time.
fair, you have the right to wait where you want to wait. Just because
No, I was just the kind of thing where like even I was like, we need to leave. Like
you get a little
yeah,
self-conscious about it.
yeah.
I get it.
It was really fun, but like yeah.
Carl
I
says he camped out for Max.
I get it.
Power
It's
line.
so dumb. Like I look whenever we do Star Wars weekends, like I got in line for Ahsoka and Rex and fake Anakin. Like these are not the actors. These are like people in costume, and those are some of my favorite pictures. I hear that Star Wars weekends might be coming back.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
We need it because it can't just be celebration. We have to do Star Wars weekends too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that note, that's everything going on for the week. As always, make sure you tune in to all of the programming, but also check out the Facebook page regularly for breaking news on all things related to Celebration, all things related to the Not So Virtual Cantina meetup, and in general, what's going on the VCN, all your event planning. We're less than a month away from the big event. I know Skip is ready to go, just about.
Yes.
Ish. He's getting closer. And of course,
ask him the week before.
Yeah, if you have any,
We'll
That
check
is
in
the
then.
answer. Yeah, that's the answer.
that's
Okay.
exactly the answer. And if you guys have any questions related to Celebration, the answers are already on the page. Like, take a look at the FAQ,
Yeah.
read through the posts. There's so many people who are talking about currency exchange, where they're going, what other events they're doing in Japan outside of the Celebration event, who's going to Disneyland, what to expect when you get there, cosplaying stuff, how they're packing, what they're packing, like all that kind of stuff is going to be available on the Facebook page for you guys to read through and everything. So definitely check that out. All right, that's everything for this week.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the network. And as always, long live the Republic.
Bye, guys.
Sayonara.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Connell. I'm the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.